welcome back to another card showcase. We've got replays from the community, combos, and highlights showing you what these new cards can do. I don't know what they do yet, so I'm going to have a read at them and tell you if I think these are going to be the absolute best, most menacing cards ever in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, these are water cards. Umi, Atlantis. I'm mad. Every single deck and every archetype in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is getting support except Burning Abyss. Just put the Dante 2 in the bag. Just retrain the Beatrice. Just put it in the bag. Like, it's not hard to make that deck good and playable. God. What are you, scared of Konami? What are you, scared of copyright laws? What, do you think Dante himself is going to sue you from the 16th century? Get the fuck in here. Sorry. Anyway. So, what we got? We've got Atlantis support. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas of all cards is getting support before Dante. Can you freaking believe this? I'm actually so ill.
Brazil.
2 Link monsters? Atlantis, the Dragon City. Is this treated as Umi? We'll have a read soon. Dude, this is a whole ass archetype. Like it's a whole new deck. Like, what the hell? Oof. Okay, alright, let's lock in. Atlantis, Dragon Lord Daedalus. Level 7, Water Sea Serpent, 2615. You can use this card's name's first and third effects once per turn each. If you control Atlantis or Umi, special this. This card's name becomes Umi while in the monster zone. This card's name becomes Umi. Interesting. Okay. You can send up to 3 face-up Umi you control to the graveyard. Cost, Jesus Christ. Ash Blossom be eaten good today. Add an equal number of cards that mention Atlantis, the Dragon City from deck to hand, except level 7s, and then send a card on the field to the graveyard. So non-targeting removal that can get rid of your opponent's cards while in the process searching 3 cards. Correct? Or an equal amount, right? So, I mean, you could just send itself, I suppose, right? It's up to 3. Sending itself does dodge the Veiler Imperm, which is cool, but... Ban Ash Blossom! Oh my god. Alright, yeah, well, I mean, this is very kind of contingent upon the rest of the cards being good, but so far it seems fine. Free special summon, gets a search. Removal, that's pretty decent boss monster. General of Atlantis, General Kenobi. Level 5, Water Sea Serpent, 2114. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. Discard this card cost. Oh, they just retrained the Zelantis guy or whatever his name is. Add a spell trap that mentions Atlantis, the Dragon City. Sure, so this guy's the exact same effect as the field spell searchers, but, you know, boosted up here and given new artwork. This card's name becomes Umi while in the monster zone. You guys know what card randomly is gonna shit on this deck? Number, was it 69? Patriarchy or something? You know, there's a rank 4 monster that destroys all cards on the field with like the same name or something. Used to play in against Harpies and Duel Links because all Harpies are called Harpies. Something Patriarch, I forgot its name, but yeah, that's really funny. Prohibition? No, Prohibition doesn't work. Prohibition has to prevents cards called Umi from being added, but once they're on the field, it doesn't stop them. So it becomes Umi when it hits the field. You'd still be able to use these. Monstrous Arms of Atlantis. Yo, he does have monstrous arms. You can only use this card's name first and third effects once per turn. If this is normal or special, you can target a monster in your grave that mentions Atlantis, the Dragon City, in special and defense. So on summon, trigger to reborn a guy. That's very good. And it's also called Umi. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, banish this from your field or grave and send the face-up Umi control to the grave to negate. Quick effect, negate. Say the line, 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 say the line. Quick effect, negate. Got him, Konami. Got him. All right. Yeah, I mean, this could just be a meta deck at this point, right? Like, you start putting enough negates and searches and floats, no pun intended. Suddenly you have, you know, some pretty powerful stuff here. Any monster effect, by the way. There's a hand traps as well, not just field. Activates a monster effect. Banish this, send a face-up Umi, negate. Doesn't negate the activation either, which sometimes can be better than negating effects. General has a third effect. This is in your grave, you control Umi, special this. Oh, I just skipped that. Discard this, add an Atlantis, and then it just reborns itself. Because all of the guys are called Umi. Oh, wow, that is... I feel like this deck might actually be, like, good. If this card is normal... Oh, I just read that one. Okay, so next one, we've got Fiendish Vortex of Atlantis. You know, it's not modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Without putting a sexy woman in the archetype somewhere, okay? Look, we got, like, big amphibian dick hands over here. We've got Peeps Yugioh if he was a sea serpent. And then we've got Fishcock, right? And then, of course, on top of that, we need a sexy mommy tentacle sea serpent lady. So this is your normal summon, it looks like. First and third effect. Normal, send a card that mentions Atlantis. This card becomes Umi. If this is sent to the grave, you control Umi, special with water from your hand. Okay, so what's the combo with these so far? It looks like normal this, dump this guy, special this. But then it doesn't do anything, you have to discard it. I guess it must be centered around the field spell or something. Alright, let's read the link for... Okay, let me do the boss monsters after. Let me do the main deck first. Atlantis, the Dragon City. So this is the heart and soul of the deck here. This is Umi 2. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. The level of all monsters in both players' hands and fields are decreased by 1. They included field as well, because the original Umi is just hand. The field is relevant. Now, if your deck is like on Synchros or Xyz, that just... This card alone can potentially just shut down some matchups, right? While you control a monster that mentions the Dragon City. You can link summon Daedalus monsters with 1 less material. Reduce the number of materials listed for the link summon of all Daedalus monsters by 1. So this just becomes 2 altars instead of 3, and this becomes 3 monsters instead of 4. Quite simply, right? One of the worst types of Yu-Gi-Oh card. I understand why they do it, because it's just broken and it makes them powerful, but like making other cards' texts change is something that is kind of goofy in real life. But I guess it works fine in Master Duel. So link summon with 1 less material. If this is in your grave, you control an Umi, place this card face up on your field. Very easy to recycle. It doesn't, like, do anything by itself, I'm noticing. Huh. This is the first time we've had a new archetype get a field spell that doesn't get the guy who searches the thing that gets the dude that makes the... like, right? Like, this doesn't do anything alone. That's so fun. That's so funny. That just never happens usually. All right. Then we've got Atlantis Call. Gage, what does the Atlantis Call sound like? You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Don't clip that. Add a monster that mentions Atlantis, the Dragon City, from your deck to your hand. And if you control the Dragon City, negate the effects of an effect monster your opponent controls to the end of this turn. So if you place this field spell up and then activate the Rota, you just negate a card. If you control Umi, you can banish this from your grave, and all waters you control gain 500. That's not a small number to sneeze at. That's pretty decent. So we have a Rota that just negates and also buffs, so that's very powerful. That's a very, very good... That might be one of the strongest Rotas in the game. What the hell? Atlantis Advent. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. This card's name becomes Umi while on the field. During your main phase, you can place a Dragon City or Umi from deck. Oh, you can place OG Umi. That's based. Place an Atlantis or Umi from deck face up in your field zone. If this card is sent to the grave, you can add a level 7 Sea Serpent from your deck to your hand. All right. We've got Daedalus Maelstrom. You can use the first and second effect once per turn. When you put it with normal or special monster while you control Atlantis, negate. And if you do destroy that monster, if you control a water link, destroy all non-waters on the field. Jesus Christ. All right, this deck just got a searchable Solemn Judgment strike. More like a Solemn Strike, right? When your opponent would normal or special summon, so it's not a Solemn Warning, it's a strike specifically, right? Because it has to be a William Tin summon, right? Banish this from your grave and send the face-up Umi control to the grave to target monster your opponent controls and send it to the grave. A lot of non-targeting removal here. Actually, no, this one targets. It's the Daedalus that doesn't target. But good removal here. And a new Fish Soda artwork here. That's really cool. All right. It is warning. Oh, you can just negate any type of summon with this, even card effects. That's pretty broken. Yeah, I know. That's nuts. All right, remind me to read the comments after. Let's take a look at some combos. All right. Master Duel testing 0001, aka Nezu. Big shout outs to this guy. Oh, links. Yeah, I forgot to read the link monsters. What the hell? Let's do the small one first. 3 waters, or 2, technically. You can only use first and third effect once per turn. If this is link summoned, special 1 monster that mentions Atlantis from your deck. This card's name becomes Umi. During the main phase, quick effects. Send a face-up Umi to the grave. Your opponent discards their entire hand! And if they do, they draw the same number of cards. This, Bandrol. You have to Bandrol. You have to Bandrol. You have to Bandrol. If you, right? You can fully hand loop this, no? Neither player can activate cards or effects or respond. Oh, okay, next line. But still, I mean, you should Bandrol anyway, but still. Is that basically guaranteeing that they don't want you to be able to, that they are going to keep drolling the game? You can't Ash either, which is funny. Your opponent discards their entire hand and they draw the same number of cards. That's not really ever usually a good effect. Unless you're specifically pairing it with something like Droll. So, anything that activates in the hand is good to disrupt with this, I suppose. Like, your opponent activates a card that, like, you know, reveal this, do something, and then you chain, like, I suppose is okay. But that never really does much, you know. Good anti-Maxi. Why is this good against Maxi? I mean, you can deck them out, I suppose, but right? But it's not really, you know, I don't know if like that's what the intention was there. It's supposed to technically be disruption, I would think, but it's kind of weird. Blue Ocean Dragon Lord Neo Daedalus Rage. Right, this is the big man himself. This card is Link Summon, special up to 3 monsters that mention Atlantis from your grave to zone this point, so you can't special summon for the rest of this turn. Alright, it's a good thing they put that fat restriction on this, but holy. So you just like bring back the squad here. It becomes Umi, quick effect, send a face up, Umi control to the grave, send all cards on the field to the grave except Umi. Sorry, what the fuck? This just has a field wipe? This is just a complete like this is just Zeus? This is just Zeus? It's Zeus that keeps your board? You don't even like I mean, don't get me wrong, I think that's insanely cool with like the whole water theme and like being like a tidal wave, you know? But yeah, you can just once per turn. Quick effect, okay. Wow. It is a field wipe that is soft once per turn. This is a soft once per turn, so if you summon 2 of this, you can repeat it. Yeah, so you can summon 2 of this. I mean, that's like 6 monsters you need to summon that, but that's probably very easy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering what this deck does. It's probably going to end on a field wipe and a solemn strike, as you've seen, but here we go. All right, this is, let's begin with like the pure combo first. All right, this is Slenderman. This is just one singular Sonar. All right, we're going to go Sonar to add General Atlantis. General Kenobi pitches himself to add the spell card Atlantis Call. We're going to go Atlantis Call and get Vortex of Atlantis. Summon the Mother, who dumps the Atlantis Advent. Atlantis Advent triggers in the graveyard to search Daedalus. We're going to special the Daedalus to the field because we control Umi, I believe. Then we can summon the General because we control Umi. We're going to use the Daedalus to send to add 2 cards. We're going to add the Strong Arm and the Advent. The resolution of the chain, the grave effect of the Vortex means that we get to special the guy we just added with the Daedalus. So now we get to activate the Strong Arm that we summon off of the Fiendish Vortex to reborn the Daedalus. Then we're going to activate the continuous spell to place Dragon City. Link 2 into the 3 Daedalus because we get to cheat the levels because of the field spell. Bring back a guy, go up into the 4 here. And this guy triggers to bring back 3 monsters. Now, this is special summon restriction is very specific here because you cannot make another one of these with this. But there you go. That is a singular 1-card combo. So you've got the Strong Arm in the graveyard that negates a monster effect. You've got the Atlantis effect, which searches follow-up. You've got the Daedalus effect, which reshuffles the hand. And you've got the Daedalus Rage, which wipes the board. I don't think it wipes those, right? Surely these are called Umi. Okay, it looks like the Link isn't called Umi. There's no way this thing isn't called Umi. Huh, it clears the field. Okay, but to be fair, the field is, lets you just place it onto the field, right? This card is graveyard and you control Umi. You just, yeah, like that's actually irrelevant. That's just a singular 1-card combo. Oh, the Link is Umi? Okay, so it shouldn't be sent, right? Okay, so we should still keep the Link here. All right. Let's see what a 2-card combo looks like. So any one of the cards plus like Sonar or any one of the other cards, you know, they all kind of bridge into each other quite easily. So we're going to get Advent with the General Kenobi. Fish Sonar for Vortex. Activate the Advent. Advent place the city. Activate her effect to send another Advent. The Grave effect of the Advent triggers to add Daedalus. Special summon the Daedalus onto the field here. And we're going to bring back the General Kenobi. Activate the Daedalus to send 2 cards, not including itself here. You probably always want to send itself in a real game situation just so you play around Valor. Unfortunately, can't play around Ash. Trigger the Grave effect on the new chain here to bring out the guy you just searched from the hand, who reborns her back again. Link 2 for 3 up into the Link 3, who then reborns this. We're going to go for a overlay into... Okay, so you would think the water deck had like a restriction, huh? Yeah, like a water lock. That would just make sense, right? Like you would think you could just make a like some kind of restriction for this thing. All right, so we're doing everything we just described, but we also get Solemn Strike and 2 Solemn Warnings for a 2-card combo instead. All right, well, very cool. Hey, listen, at least it wasn't Havakiri. There is a water lock? Caesar's water? Yeah, okay, but you still needed the Light Fiends to get there. All right, well, there you go. Let's take this from a different angle. Let's take a look at Mermail. This is Neptibus at a discard. All right, gonna go normal summon Neptibus for Shadow Squad to add the Dragoon. Shadow Squad on the new chain triggers to special summon Pike. Pike is gonna discard Dragoon, and he's gonna add Abyss Rhine. Dragoon is gonna trigger here, and that is going to search the General of Atlantis. Abyss Rhine is going to tribute the Neptibus from the hand here to special summon out the Daedalus straight out of the deck because it is a level 7. Neptibus triggers on the new chain here to revive the Dragoon. Then we're going to overlay that into Vespartu. That's going to add Sea Serpent, Warrior of Darkness. Okay. And the Dragoon also triggers to special summon out Mulon Glacia. That is 4 waters in the grave currently. We're going to activate the General of Atlantis to add the Rota, and that is a discard for cost. That is 5 waters in the grave, so now we get to rip the hand. And now we're going to bring out the General Atlantis because we control Umi. Link that off with the Vapartu. That's going to go into Anemone. Anemone bring back Shadow Squad. Shadow Squad pitch any card. That's what the discard was for. To make everything on the field a 7. We're going to overlay the Glacia into Atlantean Spirit. Abyss Ride. Abyss Trite. Trite is going to activate to bring back Dragoon. Then we're going to go into Poseidra. Poseidra is linked off with the link here to go into Alacia. Grave effect of Poseidra is going to trigger to reborn 3 Mermails from the graveyard. Does the Mulon Glacia trigger if it's sent to the grave as material? No, right? Okay, so this is the... I think we're counting hand loops here. We're counting hand loops, okay. Then we're going to activate the effect of the Levia Dragon Daedalus, who actually was correctly summoned, hilariously. That's going to summon Vortex. Vortex is going to dump the Dragon City. We've got the Atlantis call now, so we're going to add the Monstrous Arms. We are going to activate the Dragon City to just place himself face up onto the field. We're going to go into Exceed Armor Torpedo. There's a lot of slop now. Okay, all right, we're getting a little bit ridiculous. So I believe this detaches to draw a card. But the most important thing is that Dragoon was detached to activate a Water Monster's effect, which is the most important thing here. So because it was detached to activate a Water Monster's effect, we get a search. Also, the Vortex triggers. We're going to special summon the arms. And we get to search as another Caesar. We're going to search Cairo Shin. Activate the Monstrous Arms here. That's going to reborn the Vortex. Then we're going to activate the Daedalus to send himself with the other Umi on the field, technically, to search the Trap card, another Vortex. We are going to link 4 here into the Zeus, who's going to reborn 3 Umis from the graveyard. And we set and pass. All right, that is the Mermail angle of this deck. Mermail, significantly stronger, I would say, going second. So that's what the toolbox stuff is there to help you do. I mean, you're probably not playing like Teus and stuff, but you can see that there's a lot of garbage you kind of need to play to make this like actually a true 1-card combo, right? Like you have to play this random vanilla, a lot of extra deck cards. Pike is kind of a garnet unless you're actually playing like heavy Mermail. But yeah, what do we have here? So we've got Abyss Rhine in the graveyard, discarding the Vortex. On the opponent's turn to draw a card. This triggers the Vortex to summon the Cairo Shin on the opponent's turn. So now While Umi is on the field, each player can only control one face-up non-water monster. So, you know, I mean, that just wins the game by itself, but you've also got, like, you know, the counter trap, a board wipe, you've hand-looped your opponent for 2, and do these actually do it? Do we have any much else? There's a negate in the graveyard, the monstrous arms as well. Yeah. With 2 drawn cards, okay. The water slop is real! Now, I did notice that there is nothing this deck seems to be able to do against Nibiru. I guess you just hand loop them, you know, just draw Minstrel, right? Unironically, the Mermail strategy has always just draw Minstrel, so, you know, or search it. But yeah, this is absolutely insane. This is ludicrous. Let's go read some comments. Oh no, I missed them. All right, comment section. All right, let's see what the boys think about this. All right, Macedo Meta, give us your insight. The only field spell that involves Umi that isn't treated as Umi. You know, it's funny because it's actually part of, like, the theme. Because, you know, it's a tidal wave that destroys the dragon city. Like, that's the whole point. Sorry, not trying to get into lore here. But, like, you know, the mythology of Atlantis that was destroyed by the sea serpents. And then it, like, you know, it comes back after, like, through the reborning of the Dallas. Like, it's all, like, actually really, like, lore intrinsic. But anyway. This seems cool, but I already know it will turn into some floodgate deck with Cairo shit. What? What does he mean? Wait, what does he mean? What did he? Well, huh? How did it, pre-watched? What? Finally, a droll-proof hand reset. Unironically, the first time I like a card that doesn't allow any response from both players, so you can't self-droll. Besides the level decreasing effect on the field, which is lame, very good cards, Prohibition declare Umi response. People don't understand how Umi works. How Prohibition works. Prohibition doesn't affect cards on the field. This card is treated while it's Umi on the field. Once it hits the field, it's active, it's live. It doesn't matter that you've got Prohibition now. New fish sonar unironically goes hard. John Konami, should we make a monster or a waifu? Designer Kun, yes. May I present Promethean Princess's cousin, Fiendish Vortex of Atlantis? Not the same thing, but, you know, I guess they both have vaginas, so pretty much the same thing. This is a terrifying new design space for Link monsters. Reducing their Link cost is absolutely crazy, and I hope we don't get too many cards that can do that. That's the entire gimmick of Umi, was reducing costs, right? So it makes sense. Me while scrolling, finally no waifu. Then my eyes dropped on her. They just can't help themselves. For your information, this deck was used by a dude called Admiral in GX episode 38 and successfully resolved the Dallas effect to wipe Juday's board, but he still loses to Metamorphosis summoning Neo Bubble. Spoilers! Hello? Spoilers! Some of us haven't seen GX episode 38. And second, I highly doubt that Admiral Kenobi or whatever activates the effect of the Link for Blue Ocean Dragon Lord Daedalus Rage summoned with 1 less material from the Dragon City to wipe the board. I don't think that happened. Holy wall of text. I need to, pun intended, gush about the art on these cards before anything else because people worked on them need to apply this shit more. While the monsters still have the Yu-Gi-Oh problem of looking like action figures posing in front of a copy-pasted background, I love the detail that the Dragon Lords have darker backgrounds implying that they're much deeper ancient primal threats. General has some bubbles that not only imply motion but being closer to the surface along with the light above, and that the Atlantis Dragon Lord looking up at faint rays of light looks like it's discovering a path to the oceans above after being trapped for centuries. Yeah, sorry, the history stuff here that got me a little bit erect. Alright, thanks everyone for tuning in. That's been another card showcase. Atlantis is coming, and we're getting Water Slop, Tier 0, best deck. I don't know, we'll see. Bye bye, subscribe, we'll see you in the next one.